The ear that hears the rebukes of life will abide among the wise. This quote, or verse rather, from Proverbs 15:31 displays an outline that I think is very crucial to the modern world and modern issues that we all struggle with. Many of us find that life is rather shaky right now. It is rather full of anxiety and self-destruction. We see in a lot of people who are so, frankly, because of how social media and whatnot is set up, and I've talked on this before, it becomes an echo chamber to where you never get to escape out of your own mind. You're only ever correcting yourself. It's like trying to cut your hair by looking in the mirror. You're never going to make it look quite right. We struggle with such a desire for independence and the ability to make our own way or figure out our own path that we tend to close off our ears to instruction, or we take too quickly the instructions of random strangers without fully asking what their correction is actually producing in our lives. What, for instance, watching someone that says that you should be a millionaire already. Well, why do you have to be a millionaire already? And why do we so quickly immediately assume that we're failing at life because this random stranger claims to have all this money and also claims that at a certain age we should already have that money as well? Or the people that claim that we should already be at a certain stage in athleticism or a certain stage in some skill. Everyone seems to always start off their videos or their claims saying that you lack something. And that's not to say that maybe there isn't wisdom there, but what's the right way to kind of decide what should be taken fully, what should be listened to, and what also should be kind of cast aside? The ear that hears correction. Not merely hearing the words or the statement from someone else, not merely just listening, but genuinely considering the claim that is said to you. For instance, even with this video, I am claiming that perhaps we as a culture lack some sort of discernment, either too quickly throwing away ideas that are good or too quickly holding to ideas that are bad. So genuinely considering, going back to what I was saying, not merely hearing correction, but genuinely considering allows us to examine it. Not to allow it to immediately change our life, but to let it go through a sort of process where we sit still and think about it. Not immediately letting it to make us ashamed of ourselves, but also not quickly throwing it aside. A proud heart tends to see correction as an attack. Humility will say, if I separate the obviously hurtful from maybe this statement, is there truth? And that's the whole idea of it. The ear that hears correction asks, is there truth to some of the statement? Not taking the whole thing immediately as biblical scripture or some sort of like law of life or the law of the world, but actually trying to filter out maybe some of the insults that are thrown in and actually wonder for yourself, is there a hint of wisdom here that I can use to grow myself and not be insulted by the obvious insults of other people, but learn to kind of take the correction and try to figure out how I can fix my life or change something in my life? Can I pause before a response? Is it my instinct either to counterattack or to make an excuse? Or can I have a teachable spirit, one that is okay with being uncomfortable? And I've mentioned this in other videos before. Being uncomfortable is the part of growth. Nothing grows without dying a little. You remember as a kid, I remember as a kid a lot myself, where as I was growing up, you get those random like pains in your bones because your bones are stretching and growing, your muscles are growing, your teeth are coming in, your body changes and it hurts. But that journey through daily pains here and there is what eventually makes you into an adult. The same with wisdom. Your wisdom and your discernment and your ability to like think for yourself also has to go through a kind of death process of getting hurt. A teachable spirit is willing to endure the sometimes rather harsh statements of people and others, but also not allowing it to fully destroy them. Wisdom is willing to be taught by everything. this is some problem I see so much with the older generation too, with older people that I worked with, is once they hit their 50s or 60s or whatever, they are completely unable to listen to any correction from younger people. And is that something that you can hold on to yourself? Can you look at children and see their life and wonder what little things they're doing that you aren't? Do you have their wonder still? Do you have a child's wonder? Do you have a child's kindness, a child's heart, a child's innocence? Not being immature like a child, but there's wisdom in how a child acts. And there's wisdom in how a full-grown adult, an elder, acts. An old person in their 80s and 90s, how calm and collected they are and how understanding, kind of solemn they become. There's wisdom in everything. There's wisdom in how a tree grows. There's wisdom in how an animal acts. Can you pick up on these little things and let them teach you without letting them change you, without worshiping them? The rebukes of life. Not every critique is a rebuke that gives life to you, that builds you up. Some are from anger, envy, ignorance, and cruelty. Life-giving advice aims to help direct you, to try to get you off of the wrong focus and onto the correct thing. Correction exposes personal blindness and reveals blind spots, a sort of watch out warning. A life-giving advice will turn you away from destruction. It'll turn you towards an action or a virtue. An example of this is if someone that loves you notices that you're lazy, that you're lacking, and I've seen this in my life, and I've had great friends and people who have told me this, someone who sees that you're kind of letting yourself go a little bit in terms of they know that you're smart, they know that you have potential, they know that you're capable. And this I actually say to you as well. I know that you guys are smart, that you have potential, that you're capable. Are you fully using that? And I say that lovingly, not to go work yourself to death. And the same has been said to me, not to work myself to death. But is there more that you're capable of doing? Can you go be kind to your neighbor? Can you go believe in yourself enough to start something creative, to start something that'll make you money, to escape from just working 9 to 5 all the time? Not that that is inherently bad, and life is different for everyone, and some jobs are really amazing. But if you're at a spot where you absolutely loathe every morning and hate your entire day and just wish you could be free, can you give an hour in every evening enough time? Can you stop scrolling enough during the evening to maybe take time to think a little bit about your future, about something else that you could pursue? That is life-giving advice. Not me telling you, oh, you're some lazy chud that needs to go do something. What the heck is wrong with you? I'm already a millionaire. No, that doesn't help you any. Rather, it's me trying to say to you, or you trying to say to me, hey, I feel like there is a better path for you that you can grow and become more of a greater person on. That is life-giving advice. If someone comments in your YouTube video and is like, I hate this video, it sucks, you're a terrible person, well, that's not very helpful. But someone that's like, hey, I see that you're doing edits this way and I really don't think it's that great, maybe consider this. That's life-giving advice, something that's trying to aim you in a direction of growth, trying to aim you towards an action that you can take, not just something that shoots you down. Will abide among the wise. Ultimately, learning to take correction, learning to kind of grow, will bring you into the community of wise people. Consider even YouTube, for example. The people that comment helpful advice and tell you, hey, maybe you can do this better, are also oftentimes, I've seen plenty of people who have developed communities around other creators who help each other out, who build each other up, who eventually learn how to do their craft so well. They find people, because they're willing to be humble enough to make bad videos, to get kind of corrected by other people. They're humble enough to eventually attract others, like-minded individuals who are also trying to grow, who are also trying to become better. And this is the ultimate aim for becoming more wise, becoming a more well-rounded person, is you find more mature people to hang around. You get rid of your old friend group. And this is why so many people they'll notice when they grow up that their old friends doesn't click the same way that it used to. It's because not that they're inferior, but you're at different levels of maturity now, and you need to find people who are also willing to grow, who are also willing to do more with their life, who are also going and pursuing the same goal with you, because life should be taken as a community. And that's what's so lacking in our world, and what I think is why there's so many people that just kind of lack common sense in day to day is because we just have an echo chamber and not people, not a community that we find. So we can start this path by becoming the kind of person that can be friends with mature and life-giving people. And ultimately, I keep throwing wisdom around, but just common sense and day-to-day knowledge and character growth comes from repeated correction. Again, from being uncomfortable pretty much every day. Not in huge sadistic waves of just, oh, I'm the worst person ever, I should need to grow, but just little bits of stretching each day. And just like what I said when you're growing up as a kid, you're never in excruciating pain. You just have little aches, little like groans, little parts of you that just don't feel right at the moment. It's never life-threatening, but it's enough to kind of make you uncomfortable. Such is learning to grow in your character. Ultimately, the reason we choose something like wisdom, the reason we want to pursue a better character is because it brings peace and stability. Something so lacking in our modern world. A world without calm collectedness. A wise person, one who abides in wisdom, is free from self-destruction and from immature friends. Someone, ultimately, who can be trusted with this life. If you like this video, I really appreciate it that you watched it all the way to the end, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.